Hey, dude, how's it going?
It's going fantastic.
All right.
We are back.
We're back. As you know, we're batching this month's recordings. I'm down here in Santa Clara, California, doing charity work. But let's jump into this week's tip of the week, man. You ready for it?
I am ready. You got it ready to go. It's a spoiler alert. I'm going to
Spoiler
ask
alert.
you what book have you been geeking out on,
Oh, man.
and you have it.
Yeah, I'm loving this book. So I just saw it this weekend on the shelves at Barnes& and Noble, picked it up. It's by the chairman of Ogilvy. You know, it used to be Ogilvy Mather, which was an advertising agency. And it's called Alchemy, the dark art and curious science of creating magic in brands, business, and life. And so I'm just into the first chunk of this book, but I totally dig it. And I really, really recommend everybody get it. If you're an e-commerce seller, you need to read this book. And here's why. And I know, Kyle, you haven't checked it out yet, but
I
so this will
haven't.
be my encouragement for you. He basically sets up the scenario um, by saying there's two um, universes of sales that occur. And one is data driven, engineered, science based selling, and the other is psychology based selling. And his phrase alchemy is a reference to psychology based selling, the dark art and curious science of creating magic. And he uses that phrase, create magic, by, the ideas where, and we've all seen these webinars or that kind of thing, where people say, hey, I changed 4 words in this email and it, changed the outcome by a factor of 10 or 100. Or,
Hmm.
we changed one tiny little phrase in our, script. And so he uses examples like that where the psychology triggers are involved. And he really makes the argument that many, many online sellers and marketers these days are obsessed with big data
Hmm.
and with information structures and with frameworks and engineered step by step. And you and I, we talk about this stuff all the time
Yeah.
with clients. We're always talking about how do you set up an effective Shopify experience for customers? What
Hmm.
does it look like to have the upsells, cross sells, downsells, the apps installed, getting people into your email list, the auto responder welcome series. I mean, all the engineered parts of e-commerce. And his argument is you have to remember the
Hmm.
psychology in the exercise and really work on the psychology and not just obsess over engineered outcomes. And so for that reason, it's a fantastic concept for us all to, I think about. And his writing style is fun as well. And he has a lot of good examples that sort of just prod you towards those ideas. And so I don't know, just your thoughts on that, just as a top line idea. Does that
Uh,
strike you in any way?
it does. I think it's really important to remember. It is
Yeah,
interesting because we do. I like data.
yeah,
I like frameworks. I like to think in that way. And I think we end up talking a lot about that with clients because that becomes, you have to have that foundation.
right.
Like you can't really have necessarily the success that
Mm-hmm.
that you need if you don't have the right framework and architecture and data
Sure.
structures in order to execute well on
Yeah,
a great sales copy and
yeah,
using that psychology. So if you
yeah,
don't have that,
yeah,
that's, you need to have it,
yeah,
but you can't stop there.
right.
And I think, based on your takeaway so far, I think that's his calls of action to us as
Yep,
marketers and sellers is to
yep,
not stop with just the data component, but
yep,
think about the human component,
yep,
who you're talking to. It's a real person, it's a real
yep,
customer, and really hone in on what their deeply felt need is, the
yep,
psychology of that, or what they want,
yep,
and then deliver that to them in a way that
yep,
makes it happen. And that's where that magic takes place. I think that it's really important to remember that when you're writing your product pages and the information that's going to be in front of your customers. I also think from a bigger picture, because I think a lot about like the future of where technology and stuff likes to go. If you are only data driven and you're only in the data, you will be replaced by a robot and AI at some
mm,
point in the future.
yeah,
Where I
yeah,
think humans will continue to have deep relevance is building connection, creating psychology, the psychology of it, because a human correcting a human is still it's too difficult for a robot to replace. But data can be consumed, can be analyzed in a much more effective way. So you have to be bringing the human component to your marketing, to your branding, because if you don't, data will be run by AI soon enough, and already is to some extent.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, pick up the book, check it out, and I'd encourage everybody to get a copy, and tell us what you think. I'd love to have, feedback from everybody in our community on this book. I think it's going to be a good resource for us moving forward. So again, Alchemy, the dark art and curious science of creating magic in brands, business, and life. So let's call it good on our book recommendation this week. Now we're going to just pause and hit record again for another session, and so we'll talk to you soon, and have a good time together online. You have fun in Seattle. I'll have fun in California.
Definitely.
We'd really encourage you, if you'd like to work with us further, to check out Winning on Shopify. And we've got group coaching opportunities there and one-on-one coaching opportunities as well. So thanks for hanging out with us, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon.
Very cool. Bye.